And lead vocals, Alex Ehrlich on bass. We have Jono Sawyer on the drums, James Hughes on percussion. We have Felipe Gomez on percussion, and to my left here we have Finn Scholes on trumpet. It's actually a record. If you've just joined us, we have never had this many musicians in Studio C before. It's quite exciting.
We break records.
Enrique, tell us about the origins of the feel of that song.
This tune was originally, when we started actually write this tune, was originally a kind of funk or something like that, and then we came, because sometimes we just keep on jamming the tunes for ages, you know, and this tune took us like a couple of years probably to finalize it, and yeah, finally came up with this samba rock shape. Yeah, it's something. It's hard actually to say that it is a samba rock or a samba funk, or this is kind of Batucada's label, you know, Batucada style. We pretty much put all the elements together, and sometimes that's what happened.
Yeah. Now, I was intrigued to find out this year. I was intrigued to find out last year, because this is going to air in January, I should say. I was intrigued to find out last year that when you toured Europe, because you've really been getting on the world music circuit in Europe and playing extraordinary festivals like Siget and Hungary, that you that the founding member of the band, James Hughes, didn't go with you. Hey, it's interesting watching you guys perform now, because I can see James sort of cueing a few members of the band. Enrique, how do you cope without James?
Well, we were
easy.
Easy.
Much better.
No, well, actually, we had to readapt the whole thing, you know, because James used to be kind of he still is the director of this band, pretty much, you know. But we had to readapt a lot of things to go on tour without James. Actually, couple of years ago, in 2010, when we did the first European tour, we already lost him on the very last week. He didn't stay with us. So ever since we realized that eventually, number one, we eventually would have to tour without James, and number two, eventually we could do without him, you know. And so yeah, but it's always hard for us, especially for me. We kind of lost our director.
And look, where are you from, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I'm from Brazil.
Yes.
Like Felipe. Felipe arrived in New Zealand lately, about 3 months ago, and I'm almost turning my 5th year in New Zealand. Yeah. Hopefully staying.
We need a visa.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm from the south of Brazil.
And there's quite a strong Brazilian community, small but very close-knit here in Auckland.
Yeah, well, it's actually growing. When I came to New Zealand, I think it's still pretty much the same. There's a lot of people coming and coming to New Zealand and then moving back in about 6 months or 12 months. But there's some people staying actually to live in the Brazilian community. It is kind of growing up, you know. Yeah, step by step.
This town, I think,
Slowly.
really needs you guys, you know, because I think while people who live here in New Zealand and Auckland have a great passion for music, and they're not really participants, I think, in the audience. Whereas, from what I know of Brazilian live shows, people just want to dance.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to sort of coax them onto the dance floor like you do here in New Zealand.
That's right. It's one of our characteristics. We kind of love, you know, party and everything related to party, you know, gigs and concerts generally. Yeah.
Now we're all standing up in here. We're going to play some tunes now. My Heart, He Say.
Yeah.
Tell us. Now you were telling me about this feel a little bit earlier. Sounds like an interesting feel.
Yeah, I mean, My Heart is based on an Afrobeat style of music. So, I mean, we like that, you know, it's kind of a loosely related, I suppose, if you're going to go right back to its origins, but as you